Alright, this is my testimony. This is a video of who I used to be, and then what happened with me and why I began to follow Jesus Christ, and just about me. Um well, the person I used to be, I was very good at deceiving and manipulating people and making them think I was something I wasn't, just like everybody else. Um what happened was I had a certain goal and a certain mindset of the way of how I was going to live my life and how I was going to die, and pretty much I was raised around a certain type of people, and what happens is I began to be influenced, and I began to actually begin to become part of these people. And it's just like a law. It's like if you stare at something long enough at it, you begin to be formed into it. It's like if you love this rock band, and your posters are all over your wall about this rock band and all this. Actually, you actually begin to become transformed into the image of that rock band. You begin to wear the things they wear. Same thing. It's like a law. It goes with anything. So what happens? I began to be transformed into this person and this being and this monster who took great delight in wickedness and always trying to prove myself, and very just like everybody else. I was trying to make myself to be something, and it wasn't who I was. It's who I wanted to be, and it was in order to please people and be accepted by certain people I wanted to be accepted by, and just like everyone else. And what happened was, before, when I was younger, I used to make up all these excuses for why people believed in God so that I could live my life more comfortably. And this was when I was younger, like a lot younger, and my mom used to believe in God and my whole family used to believe in God, but I kind of rebelled against it, and I didn't believe it, and I made up excuses for why they believed it, so pretty much so that I can just do what I wanted to do without being convicted and without facing the truth and be like, you know what, this stuff happening to my mom is definitely God. And instead of making excuses, instead of accepting it, I just denied it. And what happened was, I just I began to just become a monster, is exactly what it was. And I don't know, I guess my outlook on life and how I perceived the world wasn't what it really was. I was just lost and just confused, and I thought life was about um, I don't even know. I was so lost. If I could just put it this way, I was clueless of what was going on around me, of depth. I thought that these people were my friends when they didn't even love me. They just respected me, and that's nothing. Well, what is that? It's like, to me, it's garbage. You don't love me. You just respect me. I didn't want that. Deep down, I was just afraid of what people thought about me. I was scared, just like everybody else. The same thing that I was what everybody else was, but they didn't come to terms with it. So what happened was, in the beginning, like before I ever even had an encounter with God that changed my life. I'm gonna get to that. But what happened was, I began to question life. I'm like, what is the meaning of this? Like, why am I living? Like, I just be it like it's like God was challenging my thoughts. He was telling me, he's like, what are you doing? Like, and I was just like lost, and I came to the mindset, I came to this, I don't know how you say, but this state of mind that I knew I was like, there's something more out here than just this. And maybe it was something else, but like, truthfully, Christianity and Jesus Christ was so far from what I thought was out there. It was like I was just so lost. So what happened was, um I just kind of, I don't know how to put it into words, but I kind of said I believed in God, but really didn't, and just to please my mom, because I didn't want to tell her I didn't believe in God, because yada yada yada. And so what happened was, my mom began to pray for me every night for an hour, and this was when I was going through a trial and tribulation in my life that was a very, very, how do I say, scary and very real trial and tribulations. And it's when I like woke up from my illusion, and I snapped into reality that I was just like this person, and I did whatever I wanted to do. I didn't obey any laws of the land or any sort of that, and I was like in my own little world, and I was just out to just get all the women that I could get, uh, like truthfully to do as many as drugs as I possibly could, and just foolishness to please people, to be accepted by certain people. And what I realized, it's like I was empty. I had a void inside of me, and I was trying to fill it with all these different things. and it was like my life was just bored and boring, and I had to play video games, I had to watch television, I had to do something in order to stop feeling that empty feeling that was inside of me. I had a momentary fill it with anything I possibly could in order to stop getting that feeling of emptiness and that feeling of boredom. So I'm gonna cut to the chase. Yeah, my mom used to pray for me every night for an hour, and when I called on God and I said, God, if you, it's exactly what I said to God. I said, God, if you are real and you do exist, can you like just do something, please? Like, just please do something. And what happened was, this is the best way I can describe it to you. It's like every single part of me, my body went like this, like shifted, and I just collapsed. Like I just couldn't even, I couldn't hold myself up. I just fell, and I was crying. I'm like, God, you do really, you are real, you do exist. I'm like, I'm starting to think, I'm like, my friends are going to hell. I'm like, and I just, after that, I walked into my room, and there's an open Bible on my bed. That was the most amazing thing. Like, I was like, God, this is a sign for me. I know it is. And it's like God's spirit just fell upon me. It's the best way. It's like God went like this, touched me. He's like, you will serve me. You will love me. And it changed my life from that day forward. I began to seek Him. I began to read His Word, even though I lacked an understanding of Him, and I lacked an understanding of who He was. I continued to smoke cigarettes. I used to justify why smoking weed was good so that I can continue to do it more comfortably without feeling the conviction that God was putting on me. And in the eyes of God, it's like He used to see me smoke cigarettes, and all he had, I feel like He had compassion on me. He was like, this boy doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I don't know how to put into words, but all I'm saying is like God's like, He knew. He's like, he knew that I didn't know better. He's like just love me anyways. I don't even know how to put it. And once I began to seek His face, I feel like He began to favor me. Like He had this, like, He's like, whoa, I don't know how to put it into words, like I keep saying. But after that, I just began to just love Him and know He was real. This was around like 15, 16, maybe before this, because I always said I believed in God, but I never really believed in Him. Does that make sense? Like, I just said I did, but I didn't truly. It's like I didn't know. Like, I didn't just said I did. And then when I encountered Him and I found out He really is real, He really is up there, that's when my life began to change, and I began to stop doing wicked things that I used to do. I used to stop stealing, even though I was still smoking and stuff, and doing what I did, and trying to do, like, continue to please people. He was like slowly molding me. And what happened was I sat on this bench, and I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, God, I know You're real, I know You exist. I'm like, I have to serve You. I have to serve You. And then God placed this boy Aquino on my path, and we just took a stand. We're like, yo, I'm tired of this world system. I'm tired of living a life the way that I live it. I want something new. I want Jesus Christ. And we just began to serve Him. And what happened was, the way that I used to live my life, my reputation, remember how I described in the other videos that it's your reputation. It's everything you're trying to make yourself to be, and it's how you want people to perceive you. It's not who you are, but who you want to be. We call it our reputation. The Bible calls it our pride. My pride, who I was hindering my relationship with God. So I had to humble myself and humilify myself in such a way that people in society couldn't comprehend or understand it. They thought I went mad. They thought I went crazy. Because I remember I told you in other videos, in society, the only way people tear down the reputation is, one, to make a new one, to make a new reputation, because the first reputation it has isn't acceptable by certain people they want to be accepted by now, or it's not pleasing certain people they want to please now, so they have to make a new one, or because they've gone mad and they can't help to deny everything they've made themselves to be. But nobody in society literally denies themselves and just humbles themselves and humilifies themselves in a continual state. Yeah, that's what I did so I can please God, because I can't please you people and serve God at the same time. And what happened was, like, I don't know how to put it, but I just began to serve God, and He began to reveal things to me, the gift of visions. Like, I don't know how to say this, but certain people's walk with God and their walk with Christ isn't of truth, and it's not what a true walk with Christ and a real walk with Christ is. And it gives you a false representation of a real walk with Christ. You see their walk with Christ, you're like, I don't want that, because that's not what a real people want. God to revolve around them. They want God to revolve. They don't want to revolve around God. Does that make sense? It's like, hold up. It's like if this. All right, look. This is you. This is God. People want God to revolve around them. They don't want to revolve around God. And what happens is their walk with Christ is a false representation of a true walk with Christ. That makes sense? So what happened was I began to have a true walk with Christ, and I began to seek God true and wholeheartedly. And I began to have these visions and these dreams of like, I can't even, you won't even believe me if I tell you. I'm not even going to tell you. All I'm going to tell you is that things began to happen to me. Miracles were put in front of my face, and I'm just like, and it's all because I seek God wholeheartedly. So yeah, that's my testimony. God changed my life. He touched me, and he shook every particle of my body, and he shook everything that I'd come to knowing what this world is. He shook my foundation of everything I built myself to be, and he changed me, and he's using me as an example to people who once knew me before, and are now just making these excuses for why I'm doing this and why this is happening to me, so you can continue to live your life more comfortably. If you continue to proceed with the wicked, you will perish with the wicked. Not in the Word of God, it says not everybody says Lord, Lord will inherit the kingdom, but those who submit to God's will. Just because you know God's will does not mean you're going to heaven. We need to like snap out of this gangster and thugs imagination. This gangsters and thugs. How do I say? I don't even know how to put it. We need to snap out of. We need to stop trying to make ourselves to be something that we're not. We need to submit to the obedience of God and put aside the things of this world. God should not be taken lightly. God should be feared. If you're taking God lightly and you're not living in the fear of the Lord, chances are you do not have a place in his kingdom. I'm not judging anybody. I'm God, you know, that's just my opinion. But that is not my opinion. That is the truth. If you just know God's will and you don't submit to his will for your life, you will not inherit the kingdom. That is true. It's biblical. So snap out of this gangsters and thugs mindset. Pick up your cross. Deny yourself, because the reason why you can't deny yourself and the reason why you can't snap out of the person you're trying to make yourself to be is because you're weak and scared. You're so scared of what people think about you, and you're too weak to overcome that. You know how much strength it took me to deny everybody and deny all of you people who once knew me before, and to become a new being and not care what you. Well, I did care what you think, but God helped me, because I don't know how to put into words, but you couldn't even imagine the strength, the inner strength that took for me to do that. And I think to myself, I'm like, if I did it, and I don't even know how to put into words, but you need to just snap out of this gangsters and thugs mindset, and you need to submit to the obedience of God. You need to put aside the things of this world, and you need to begin your walk with Christ, or you will perish with the wicked. Just because you know God's will does not mean you will inherit his throne. Not inherit his kingdom. But God is pure love, and God's ways aren't our ways. I have really nothing more to say, but God is using me in a way that is beyond words. I don't understand. Why don't you just put aside the things of this world and submit to God's obedience? It's like you don't want to. You want to live your life in your comfort zone. He who gains his life shall lose it, but he who loses his life for his name's sake shall gain it. I gained my life. I have two beautiful children born on the 20th. My birthday is the 19th of September. Their birthday is the 20th of September, and their grandfather's is born September 21st. How amazing is that? I can't even put into words, but I have a beautiful wife that loves me beyond like what normal love of this world is. I have everything. I've gained everything because I lost everything. If I wouldn't have lost everything, I would still be doing the things I did. My life would be revolving around a substance, just destroying everybody who I love and everybody who loves me, destroying our relationship with them. I don't know how to say it. So many people are going to watch this video and still not turn from your ways. All I'm saying is live in the fear of the Lord and do not take God lightly. Turn from your wicked ways and submit to the obedience of God, and put aside the things of this world, or you will perish with this world. God bless you, and I hope that this video can touch your life, and I hope that you can learn from the same mistakes that I made. God bless you guys.